here. I wonder why. Just a few, not too many more. Well, happy Tuesday. We'll go ahead and jump into our updates, and then, of course, as always, take any questions that you may have. So, do we have any resident announcements at the moment? Yes, ma'am. Oh, thanks, Betsy. Oh, yes.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm Annette Pierce, president of the Regency Oaks Scholarship Fund. And I'm here today to speak about the fund. It's been a little quiet lately. We had our award ceremony last June, and then we've been kind of quiet while the gift fund has been promoting and awarding their checks this year, which has been very successful. The reason I talk about both funds is we receive so many services from all the associates who work here at Regency Oaks. Without them, we'd have a pretty hard life. So both funds support our associates and encourage them along the way. But today we're going to talk mostly about the scholarship fund. About 10 years ago, some of our very caring residents decided that they would create a 501c3 nonprofit tax-deductible foundation so that we could award scholarships to our hardworking and dedicated associates. This has proved to be very good over the years. In fact, last year we awarded 40 scholarships for $125,000, which you, the generous donors, donated to the fund. We are here again this year speaking of, for especially new people. We have a lot of new people. We are not allowed to tip our associates or gift them, but these are the two ways, the gift fund and the scholarship fund, that you can show your appreciation. For us, we go through a pretty rigid scholarship application. The associates must be attending accredited universities, colleges, trades programs, or certificate programs. Then they must submit proof that they are enrolled in the future. They have to give their grades, their needs, approval from their supervisor that they are doing a good job, and also write an essay telling us why they feel that they need these scholarships. Then the evaluation committee on the board of directors goes through all of this, looks at the amount of donations made that year, and figures out the amount that each scholarship will be awarded. So next June, I think it's June 13th, the second Saturday of June, we'll invite all of you to come and see the smiles on the faces of all the people who receive these scholarships. Now, how do you do that? You write your checks, or the way you're making your donations, to the Regency Oaks Scholarship Fund, Inc., and place it in the donation boxes in either the north or the south mail rooms. Easy as that. But every donation is appreciated. It will be acknowledged for your taxes, and also just to put a smile on the faces of all of the people who do so much for us each day. So thank you now, thank you in advance, thank you for all the people who support this fund.
Thank you very much. Yes, Madam President, you have an announcement.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Next Wednesday, RORO will have their annual meeting. We invite you all. The different committees will tell you a little bit about their members and what they're doing. So please come next Wednesday.
Okay, what is RORO?
RORO, you're both gentlemen.
Well, if we have.
I know, Regency Oaks Resident Organization.
Thank you.
Thank you. There are elected officials who represent you.
Any other resident announcements? Nope. Okay, well, we will go into some updates from leadership. Or not. It's cold.
Yes, it is cold.
Let's see what happened there. There we go. Just got stuck. All right, so this is your favorite announcement. Every week, we like to remind you to bring those poor little babies back to their homes. I know we have subsided on some of the utilization, but we want to make sure that we can return those when we are done using them. So just your weekly reminder, please make sure we bring those back to the service areas for everyone's use. We appreciate that. So the annual homestead tax exemption forms are going to be coming out tomorrow. One will be in each resident box, as one needs to be completed per apartment. You just simply complete those 3 questions, sign and return to the front desk by February 20th. The questions are, do you live here January 1? Did you have a contract with Regency? Yes. Do you claim homestead exemption on another property? Typically, no. So if you do have any additional questions on this, you can see the front desk or Betsy, but she will have those out for you. So those are just the simple 3 questions and sign. Updates from Amy. We actually have 2 open positions we are recruiting for, so we are looking to hire for those housekeepers and do hope to get them filled quickly. We do have quite a few applicants, so that's always a good sign. So we just want to ask for your patience while we get those filled. We do appreciate that. The town hall will be shampooed this evening along with our clinic, and then moving forward we will be doing this quarterly at minimum. And then we are looking to work with a new carpet company, Renew Systems. They will be in on Wednesday the 14th, starting at 9:30 p.m. to complete the first floor lobbies in each building. Just a little update from Plant. They've been busy bees in this new year. So about 128 completed work orders, about 49 remain open. We did replace that fan motor in the south kitchen, HVAC, AC. Repaired irrigation pipes in the healthcare center. We replaced the valve for the irrigation system back of the north. We are continuing working on the S-Wing elevator. The completion date's around 1/26. We are continuing to work on the soffit and rain gutter replacement. We did complete 2 unit turnover renovations for new residents. We are continuing the palm tree trimming around the community. And as we mentioned last time, we are working on scheduling the sealing and caulking of all glassed-in lanais. So those are just the glassed-in lanais. Anything else will be a separate project. We are completing the south gutter, complete the south gutter repair and replacement, that extra water fountain we had there at that intersection. That has now been repaired, so we apologize it took so long. Blue Team is continuing to work on the flat roofs throughout the community. We did replace the board and screen on our hydro massage here in the salon. We are replacing the north main entrance carport lights, and just as an FYI, yesterday morning we did have to take the pool out of service. They came out to do routine service and found some issues, so we have ordered those. There were some gaskets. We are working on replacing those, and we will communicate as soon as we can get that back open. That is the pool. So just a little bit from IHS, you have Angie right there saying ride with us. So if you need any transportation services, we can provide a safe, convenient, and dependable ride for you to get where you need to go, whether it's medical appointments, shopping trips, social outings, or errands. We are here to ensure that you can travel comfortably and on time with us. So if there is anything that you need and you just can't seem to get in transportation, or you do just need an escort, we can most certainly help you with that with IHS at extension 502 and 503. So a little bit again from the health center update. We mentioned this last time. We want to remind you the health center is managing a respiratory outbreak in the skilled nursing. This is the skilled nursing, not assisted living. During this time, we are requesting that you avoid visits unless necessary, and we are needing to follow the infection control precautions, including wearing masks. We cannot legally prohibit anyone from visiting, but we do strongly discourage it for your protection. So again, we cannot legally stop you, but we highly encourage for your own safety and for any additional spreading that you do not until they've gotten it resolved. RSV is the main infection kind of going around right now. We are seeing that flu is trending down. So that's a good thing. Not a whole lot of COVID, a little bit, but mostly that RSV, which is respiratory infection. So a little from Kelly Resident Services. We are so sad to announce that Joanne McDermott is no longer going to be our liaison with Grace Family Home Care. She will be hosting her final farewell musical bingo on Friday, February 6th at 2 p.m. here in Grand Lobby South. We, of course, will be working with our Director of Operations who will be assisting us. She is moving away to be with some family and some personal stuff, so we will miss her dearly. It's been a joy to work with her and to have her here for all of you. So she will be missed, and her assistant, or her, not assistant, but her replacement will be Stacy Fuhrman as of right now. So of course, just our weekly reminder to please wear your name badges. We continue to have lots of new residents and lots of new move-ins, so it really does help. And look at me being a hypocrite, I forgot mine. I will call myself out, I forgot my name tag. But I will wear my name tag as soon as I get back to my desk. So we did have one COVID incident with a staff. They have recovered with no major symptoms, but we are continuing to track that to make sure there's no additional spread. This week in activities, of course, on Tuesday, we have our League of Women Voters at 1 p.m. in Grand Lobby South. Tuesday, January 13th, ROVA, 2 p.m. Town Hall. Wednesday, January 14th, Avon, 10 a.m., South Lobby area. Thursday, January 15th, our Pilgrimage Healing with Ann, that's 11:30, Activity Room South. Friday, January 16th, author, artist, and speaker Linda Hansen at 2 p.m. Town Hall. And Saturday, January 17th, we have Louis Bravo, the entertainer, at 7 p.m. in Town Hall. So it looks like a week of lots of things going on. Gonna be busy. So just mostly the same updates from food and beverage, just to remind you of all of the events going on. I know a lot of you were able to meet Chef Todd yesterday. We continue to focus on getting him acclimated and onboarded and getting him to know Regency and our team and our residents. So in the meantime, we are continuing with the regularly scheduled events. On the 13th, the Wine Club featuring the Beef Bourguignon. The 15th, Pasta Night featuring braised oxtail, red sauce, and pork ragu, white sauce. The 20th is Beer Club featuring jalapeno cheddar brats. The 27th is a food and wine pairing featuring pork ossobuco. And the 28th is the gourmet, and that is still to be determined. That will be Chef Todd's choice. And then the 29th will be our theme night and will be the Greek buffet. So be looking forward to what Chef Todd chooses to do. So just a little update from sales. We are starting our Igniting Signature program this year for those that we do have on a wait list to have special opportunities to join us throughout the year while they maintain their position on the wait list. We have about 4 deposits for January to a budget of 5 so far. And the Ambassador Appreciation Event is being planned, so please be watching for updates on that. We are about 96% occupied, and we are 372 in total occupancy. So super exciting stuff, as we've been mentioning. Blue Team, they continue to remain here, completing all of their projects. So, of course, they are working on that flat roof. They will be at the Cell Center replacing the cupola. That is that kind of top part of the roof. So they're working on that now. They are completing the gutters and drain spouts throughout the community. Of course, we do have our scaffolding on the P-wing for those repairs. They will be power washing the north and south buildings, but this does not include the windows. So the windows will be a project we do with Regency, aside from the glass lanai, ceiling, and caulking. But Blue Team is going to be power washing the north and south building. They will be picking up all the debris at the end of the project. They will be repairing the paving, and they will be repairing the landscaping. So all of that is still on track and has not changed on me. So just a little update from HR. We are having our first town hall meeting with all of our employees on the 15th at 2:45. That is our all-staff meeting that we typically do quarterly. And we typically go over company events, upcoming events, safety initiatives, and then of course we have celebratory wins, whether that's our celebrity, whether that's our employee of the month, just a lot of really good employee recognition that we are able to do for them. So that's something we do every quarter for all of our associates. So that will be coming up this week. And then just a little updates from me from last week. We are continuing to work on that design for the north and the south dining rooms. Remember, we are getting the carpet and the paint, so we're continuing to work on that with our design committee. We did begin that S elevator. As I mentioned, they will be completed around January 26th. That was the date they gave us from our call that we had yesterday. We have not gotten the confirmed CapEx projects just yet, capital expenditure, large projects from ownership just yet. We will be getting those very soon. I have received the prelims. So once I get the final, I will have those presented because I don't want anything to change on me. So I'll wait till I get that final. We are continuing to hire for a certified dietary manager in our healthcare that kind of helps us oversee, and that is a regulatory licensure that is required. So we are actually in the process of that and have made an offer to an individual. So that is a major key position that we will get replaced. We have, of course, we've been doing this for a couple of months now. Our deadline is actually on the 15th for all employees to have their self-evaluation done. And then we will begin annual evaluations that essentially parlay into annual salary increases, which take place in March. So it's a very lengthy process. We have about 350 employees, lots and lots of steps. So we typically start in December and usually work that process until about February. It makes it a little bit tougher when we have employees that are not here full time or seasonal employees. So it just takes a while for all that. And as I mentioned, we will be initiating the sealing and caulking of the lanais. They actually want to start as early as this week. We will be addressing the wasp nest, and we are just doing the glass lanais for the ceiling and the caulking. The other aspects will be a separate project that we will also get going, aside from the Blue Team power washing. I know it has been kind of chilly, so we did purchase new outdoor heaters, waiting on those to arrive, and we'll get those put together and put out so we can use our breezeway and any of our events we'd like to have out there. Because of all of the infection control, we did go ahead and purchase some hand sanitizer stands for elevators and high-touch areas. So we received those yesterday, so we'll get those put together and put out. Just a fun fact, but due to recent code updates, our new elevator, as they are going through and replacing major components, will have video call for emergency. So we are having to hire and work through an additional company because there were code updates that instead of just calling a random voice for somebody, there is a video call now. So we are working on that, but that would be for emergency in the elevators. So that is part of the project as well. Now I mentioned the pool being closed. I know we mentioned the gutters, hydro massage. We discussed that in the salon. And then just in all, like I mentioned last week, we had our visit from Health Peak Ownership, LCS Risk, and Insurance Risk just to go out on the roof, to go into our mechanical rooms, to kind of take a walk, go through our slips, trips, and falls, our safety program, our kitchens, all of those high liability areas. And overall, we really did have a good, what did I do there? What did I do there?
Broke it, didn't you?
I did break it. I didn't even touch it.
Get the blue team in to fix it.
That's right, that's right. Sorry about that, I didn't know what I hit. Let's go to the last one. Sorry, everyone. My hands are freezing, so I can barely move them. Yeah, right there. So as I mentioned, last week's visit did go really well. They just kind of walked all of the various areas. They'll be sending me a report and items that they've addressed or that they want to see. But overall, we presented well, and they felt we had a really good handle on risk and liability mitigation. So other than that, I know I sent out a letter to you all, and I just wanted to make sure that I can address that. I know it's really important. A lot of you have a lot of stake here, everyone does, in our community. And this is not LCS, meaning the company that I work for in our management company, but our ownership, HealthPeak. And essentially, they have done some restructuring, but it does not really affect us. So I did put this out, and I'll just kind of go over it again, but they are planning the formation and initial public offering of Janus Living, which is a focused senior housing REIT, real estate investment trust. HealthPeak intends to remain the majority owner of Janus Living, expanding the communities they own and acquiring others that LCS may manage in the future. We are excited about the development, the LCS partnership with HealthPeak and Janus for potential future opportunities. As I mentioned in my letter, here's what it means for us, not a whole lot of. So nothing changes for our leadership, our community, and our residents. The day-to-day operations continue to be managed by Life Care Services with our partnership in HealthPeak. Your contracts do not change. And ultimately, this is really just a positive step forward to a niche of senior living ownership kind of dedicated to potential investment opportunities in the future. So really just to kind of simplify that, HealthPeak, our portion of HealthPeak, the senior living portion, because they actually have life science and medical buildings, and they are a very huge company. About 10% of us, 10% of us was their portfolio, was only about 10%. And what they really wanted to do was just separate us, the senior living aspect, from their medical and life science buildings. So basically just take kind of a little niche of us, the senior living aspect, and carve that out. This will help them to maximize their stock options and shareholders, helps drive more options and bigger stock price, which could mean better investment and growth. Janus is new. You're not going to find history. You're not going to find a home office or anything of the sort. It is the entity that Peak's created for this carve out of their portfolio. So it's essentially a subsidiary of Peak, and it's just, like I said, kind of a portion of senior living that will filter through. And they're just kind of pulling us into our own little company, still owned by HealthPeak, and no changes for us. So I just wanted to make sure that I can mention that. I know that that can be very scary and concerning, but I wanted to make sure that I could communicate that and get in front of any scuttlebutt or any gossip or unclarity about that, and possibly answer any questions you might have. It's very new information. That is the gist of what I know as of now. And so with that, I can answer any questions you have about anything, really. None? Okay, yes, Ms. Beth, all right. Oh. Next
Last
year.
time we saw you, you were going to ski. How was the ski?
It was lovely. Thank you for asking. I still have all my appendages and no broken bones, but I did not stay upright. I was the ski. Thank you for asking. Yes, Ms. Beth.
Question. I had occasion to call the main number, and there's the answering machine and so forth that directs you different things. And it said that there was assisted living and memory care. And I wanted some clarifications because to my knowledge, we don't have them.
On our on hold message,
Yeah,
we just updated that. Why would it say that?
I don't know, but that's what it says.
I'll follow up on that because we just updated it, Betsy and I, and we made sure it was accurate. So maybe they didn't.
Yeah,
All right.
okay.
Thanks for letting me know, Miss Beth. I'll write that down. Any other questions? I do have Darwin here because I wanted to make sure. I cannot always answer all of the details of all of the projects. That's why him and his entire team are here because they helped me with that. But I wanted to make sure I could clarify if there were any other questions about the ceiling and the caulking. We are beginning that. Actually, you said they want to start tomorrow. So we have a list of them already. We plan to hit them all. This is the glass lanais, ceiling and caulking. We do anticipate with all of the brand new roofing work and all the work Blue Team's been doing, we are more than ready for another hurricane, but we want to make sure we go through with those glass lanais and address that as well, as promised. We do apologize because it took over a year. I was under the impression Blue Team was handling that in the scope, and then they were not. So we do apologize it's taken so long, and we are beginning the project. So if you have any questions, I wanted to make sure Darwin could answer them. Place that work order. He already has a list of everybody, and we're basically just going through and doing them all. And this is just the glass lanais.
Yeah, so it was a quick response. It was communicated on last Tuesday talk, and we already have a list of 62 apartments, so that's good. So with that being said, we're gonna begin doing those tomorrow. Please make sure if you have a glass lanai, we're still gonna look at it, even if you haven't have any water intrusion. Let us know. We better just to look at it, put our eyes on it.
What are we gonna do about the glass windows, bedroom windows? Most of them, last year when they did some work, all the caulking came out.
Yeah,
So-
if it's a single pane, it came with the building. Usually when you have high winds in that glass, it will move and you're gonna have some water intrusion. So even if it's still, it's not gonna fix the problem. So if you have a hurricane window on the bedroom, we'll look at it. We are looking for the sill, like the silicone around it. But if you have the single pane, if it rains with a lot of wind, it's gonna move that glass and you're gonna have some water intrusion. That's something that we can prevent.
You can actually see daylight coming through.
Yeah. Those
So
are
with
single-
those, yeah, go ahead and leave a work order with those. Those are definitely going to be special cases. Some windows are hurricane proof, some are not. So we are going to be, like I said, starting with the glass lanais, and if there's any other major issues with those windows, place that work order and we can address those.
Yes.
How can we be sure that our glass lanai is on the reserve list?
You put a work order?
I did.
Okay, you should be in there. We do make a lot of mistakes, but hopefully not. Yeah, we're trying to get on top. We didn't have a list from back when the hurricane happened. We just want to make sure we have it updated. That's why we ask you guys to put work orders to make sure we double check.
What's your apartment number? Just to confirm.
It's on P204.
You're on the list.
You're on the list.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Darwin,
Hey,
how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. How are you addressing the mold situations?
On the lanai, like I say, the whole lanai enclosure is brick, is concrete. I know in your case, you have some dark spots. We cleaned them out and we're gonna be looking at your apartment. I saw this on the list.
Right.
To look, make sure we don't have any water intrusions. It can be through the brick, it can be through the glass, it can be different options. That's why we're doing this project.
Okay, I'm sure that, I mean, I know that we would certainly like to be around when that does happen. Is there any notice that when that might be or how you're?
No, ma'am, they're gonna be starting on tomorrow.
Right.
They're gonna start probably, I think they're gonna be working their way down from 5th floor all the way down, but I don't have an exact date when they're gonna be in each one's apartment.
Yeah, the other reason why I question that is because it is a health hazard and, you know, we just wondered how that was gonna be treated.
I can talk to him about your apartment and I can be there too, just to
Okay.
Be safe.
Thank you.
Remember, in general, Blue Team went through every single apartment and did testing. So if there are any new developments, then most certainly we'll get that addressed. But we had a full comprehensive assessment of the entire community over the last year.
Well, this just happened.
Yeah,
Nancy.
understood.
Okay.
Yeah, understood.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
I
you.
got you.
You mentioned a while ago that while they're doing the glass lanais, they're gonna be addressing the wasp's nests. What about the wasp nest and other lanais? I don't have glass, but I have wasps.
Yeah, we're gonna be taking care of those. Actually, this is not part of the Blue Team scope of work. The Blue Team, their scope of work is through the hurricane repairs. If it's not in the scope of work, they're not gonna do it. So this contractor, we hired them directly, and he's gonna help us with any loss on property, not just the glass and ice.
Any other questions? Sir.
Yes, I'm a little confused, and that's not hard to do, but, you mentioned you were gonna power wash the north and south buildings.
Blue Team is, yes.
What are they gonna wash? Because you're talking about sealing the lanais, washing the windows. What-
Yes, so we are starting with sealing the glass lanais as of tomorrow, and then Blue Team at some point later will come through, and they are to complete their project in their scope. They are going to be power washing the north and the south, not the windows.
That's just like I
stucco.
mentioned, Blue Team is only maintained to their scope of work. Their scope of work is just to pressure wash the building when they're almost done with the project for any debris. And that's their part, but the sealing of the lanais is gonna be our part, and they're gonna clean as they go.
Blue Team's not touching the windows.
Okay.
I know.
Shouldn't they pressure wash first and then coat the windows?
Blue Team's doing their scope, we're doing ours. So we're doing the glass lanais
It
starting.
doesn't affect us to do either one of them. We've been postponing it for a while. It's getting close to hurricane season. We wanna make sure we get it done before we hit that deadline.
But we're doing the windows, Blue Team's doing the building, so one is not related to the other.
Again, I'm confused, so when are not exactly, but our glass windows going to be washed?
So we are just doing the glass lanai project right now. I do not have a date for the remainder of the windows. Blue Team's just power washing the building, and we are just starting the glass lanais tomorrow.
Okay, but the windows will be washed.
At some point, I do not have a date for that yet.
Gotcha, thank you.
Any other questions? Yes, ma'am.
And I don't know if this is for Darwin or not.
The doors coming in from the outside, not the front doors, the side doors near the parking lots. When you come to that door on the outside, first of all, it needs painting. But second of all, we have a whole colony of little tiny bugs caught in spider webs. And they're up and down the doors. And then when you go inside to the fire door within, there are also little colonies of little tiny gnats stuck in spider webs.
That's south, right?
And guess what? They're growing. No, it's north.
Okay.
Yeah, it's by the M-Wing Elevator 3.
I will do that. I just didn't know if it was to you or to housekeeping.
Okay, yeah, if you'll just place the work order, we'll take a look at those areas. Okay, any other questions? Okay, well, happy Tuesday. Thank you all for
Thank
coming
you.
and attending. Hope we were able to answer everything for you.
1 minute, please.